It is time for us to go to Hume Footy League and none other than the president who's in the shearing shed as we speak tonight. Well, actually, we recorded a little earlier. He's not working that late at night rousting about. The shearers don't work after hours that much. But Big Phil Bouffler, how are you?
Good, thanks, Wayne. Hello, everyone. Lovely day in the Riverina. Sunny track. Had a bit of rain, 2 mil on Tuesday night, so I got dry sheep. I was a bit worried about that last night, but got dry sheep. Shearers are happy. And, so they used to say all roads lead to Rome. Well, they don't anymore. They all lead to Walbundrie.
Yeah, well, Walbundrie is where the finals action is going to be. And I tell you what, there'll be some shearing people around there at Walbundrie from all over the Riverina as finals get started. But we're going to go to last week's games, the final round of home and away matches. And I guess for each of the clubs that's not playing finals, it's good to hear what ended up their season being and how it came to an end. CDHBU will play finals. They played Osborne, who also will play finals. 15-13, 103 to the black and gold. Too good for the power, 7-5-47. Can you read much into that game? Is that regulation Osborne?
CDHBU had a couple out. Osborne had a couple out. So just there's been a few teams resting people and that sort of thing. So we'll find out much more Saturday. But Osborne, I was at that game. Osborne got up and going. Never looked like being beaten really. So I'm not sure what we make of that. So anyway, better side one of the day.
Certainly did. Bailey McAllister went very well. Jamie Parr with 3 each. That's he and McAllister. Clancy, that's Joe. Also Charlie Douglas and Matt McGorry. We've called him out a fair few times. Brent Rose has tried hard right throughout the season and been a very good recruit since he's come across from Victoria into the CDHBU. And Callum Butler also got amongst it in the game, but it was a very good win by the league leaders. This was a clash. It was a beauty. It was won down there at the Billabong Crows home deck by Lockhart. Some rivalry building between these clubs. 11-8, 74 to 8 goals, 15-63 to the Billabong Crows. Not a bad game of footy.
Good game of footy. The big crowd apparently, so Lockhart hang around for a while, so that was really good. They're sort of near neighbours. Pretty big rivals. Always had a big crowd with these two when these two play. It doesn't matter where it is. So that was a good win. So Lockhart finished with 7 wins, and that's unbelievable. So Billabong Crows been up and down a little bit. So I think they'll be looking to probably regroup and maybe do a little bit better next year.
Yeah, they've got to get their best players out together. Dylan Flanagan and George Sandrell both played, and they've been very good for goal kicking. They both got 2. But Tom Keogh, he put the team on his back and he carried him to a great win. 4 goals. Hunter Lloyd got going. Chait Birkinshaw and Luke Argus amongst it. Zachary Williams added 3. Argus a couple, and they were good. What about this? It was Gindra 16-14, 110. Click go the Shears over those Henty Swampies. It was 6 goals, 6-42. I'll tell you what, they were shearing them pretty well, those Gindra dogs against those Swampies. They got the job done.
Got a good win to end the season, so it's a sort of coulda, woulda, shoulda case for Gindra. A few games they let slip, so they'll be dirty about that. But the coach's last, Andrew Wilson's last game coach, so well done to him. He got a good send-off after the game on both sides, which is good respect shown. And obviously Joel Mack, the Osborne coach, will be coaching at Gindra next year. So, that's the season it might have been for Gindra, really.
Absolutely. And the great man up forward did the job again. He has been a revelation. Trent Castle, 71 goals for the season. He added a further 8 in the game. And he had a few games where he wasn't about, so he might have got close to the big 100 had he been able to be a representative in all games. Holbrook 14-12 over Culcairn 11-6. Pretty good win for Holbrook here. Culcairn, though, did come at them.
Good win by Holbrook. Went to script, but once again, Culcairn will be happy with that. They finished off the season well. They had a lot of bad luck when their coach went down, so they've done him. And, to battle on like that, and played well each week. And they beat Lockhart a couple of weeks ago, so that was a good win. And I think it was very good. So they'd be happy with that result, even though they've stunned by 4 goals. But potential premiers, Holbrook.
No, they certainly are. Round Walbundrie Wallace stunned us all, and this could open up the finals race. A 10-8-68 win over Howlong, 7-8-50. The Spiders lost at Spider Park, and I think this was probably the game of the weekend.
I think so, Wayne. This is probably the only game that didn't go to script. I would have thought Howlong would have won that at home, but had a few out. They've been in and out of the Holbrook side all year a little bit, so Howlong side all year. But the Giants, up and down. Goodness me, they play well one week and, then they're down a bit the next week. So they're very hard to gauge. And it's a bit like Howlong. So going to be a fascinating final series.
It's going to be. Brockburn 28-21 beat the Murray Magpies 3-2. Brockburn knew they were going to be in for a percentage booster. Keith Talent, what a talent. You mentioned this last week for us. At 2 weeks running, he's had a couple of beauties and 11 goals off the boot.
Good player. That's a good win. So the Murray Magpies will be probably looking pleased the season's over. They can regroup, get in there on the lookout for a new coach, and they'll be up and firing next year with some juniors. So that'll be good.
Yeah, good stuff for them. Okay. Premiership table at the end of the season in senior football. It first grade had the first grade side. Osborne 17-1 and 68. Holbrook second 62. They get the double chance. How long? CDHBU, Round Walbundrie Waller, all on the same premiership points, 44, and Brockburn on 40, ahead of Gindra at 36.
Would have thrown over a blanket over those, and then Gindra has missed out by a game. A little bit of percentage, big percentage, a lot of those clubs too, so that would have let Gindra down only a small percentage. But so that's the final six, and that's a pretty interesting final six, to be truthful about all that.
How do you grade the other finals as we have a look at the reserves ladder? Because we've got Osborne, Holbrook, Howlong, Gindra get a side in, CDHBU both sides in, and Brockburn both sides in. So Round Walbundrie Waller into 7th, so they swap out with Gindra after, if you look at second grade.
That's right, Wayne. So once again, interesting ladder, how we go here. Reasonably settled in that. Once again, any side could win this. There's not a lot from 1 to 6. So once again, it'll be interesting weekend of finals.
It's going to be. In the 17th, Henty took the top place with 52. Howlong 52. They get the double chance. Osborne pretty good, not far behind them. Just the game 48. Brockburn not bad at 44. Holbrook it drops away at 32, and then CDHBU in at 28. They are clearly the 6 best sides in the under 17s.
Yeah, fair gap down to Gindra. So, once again, it's tight at the top lane. So there's only a couple of games in that. So once again, that's anyone's for the taking.
I reckon it is. The under-14s has got Howlong at top. Osborne in second. They were both a 14-3 record for the season. Lockhart get into third, just a game adrift, and they have a real chance if they can get their win over Henty this weekend. And then CDHBU and Calcan in the other elimination for the 14s. Good for the kids. I think Lockhart are a good chance here to go one step further in the finals.
Yeah, it's interesting once again. So that's old rivals, obviously Lockhart and Henty. Doesn't matter what grade you're playing in, whether it be netball or marbles or ping pong. There's always been a bit of a huge rivalry, so that'll be a good game. So get there early, see this game. But that's close again. So probably Gindra and Howlong and Osborne have skipped away a bit at the top, but Lockhart's only a game behind. So that's it's close. They're all close, these grades. There's no lay down reserve there.
No, it isn't. And I'll tell you what, in the 17s likewise, Osborne play CDHBU in the elimination final on Saturday, and Brockburn play Holbrook on the Sunday. Over to the reserve grade and the games this weekend. Howlong take on Brockburn in the Saturday game, and Gindra versus CDHBU on the Sunday game. Now to first grade, and it is going to be a huge weekend of finals action. All roads head to the sheep sheds at Walbundrie, and she's going to be a massive day when Howlong take on Brockburn. There's no definites in this game for the Spiders. They got a real tough outing ahead of them.
I'm just looking around for the Hume League dartboard, Wayne. I mean, I'm not sure who could win this. This is the toss of the coin. It really is. All these games are very close. So, on paper at the start of the year, Howlong were one of my picks for the premiers. I wouldn't have said Brockburn. I think Brockburn have probably played above themselves, really. They've played very well. So, form, they're up and about. Howlong had, going into the finals with a loss under your belt last week's not a great way to go. So, look, I think I'm going to have to stick with Howlong here. I just think on paper they've got a better side, so they've got a few wins this week, so I just think they might sneak home.
I reckon they will. They won last time they played 10-8 to 9-9, a 5-pointer back in round 14, which was on the 29th of July, so not that long ago. So a very good gauge for us there. The other match on the weekend is the Sunday, and this is a beauty. The CDHBU, they're in the finals. The Power have arrived to show us what they've got in finals football. Round Walbundrie Waller, well, they've been a side that has played a lot of finals football, and Nathan Wardius is in their side. He's a good player. He will kick goals. They've got a good midfield. The Leishke boys, the Colhagans, they love to get it and belt it forward as quickly as possible. I reckon the Giants, I'm going to go with a little upset. I think the Giants, after last week, their performance, I think they might get over the Power.
Very interesting game, this. So anyway, the coach, Kyle Doherty, didn't play last week against Osborne, so he'll be back in. All the sides might have not rested, but they've just had a bit of a think about who's playing last week. So this is a very good game once again. Is there a home ground advantage? A few people have been telling me that, so I'm just not sure about that. The Giants only play 3 games there, I think it is. So, that's it's not as though they're there every second week. So there's a little advantage, but probably not a huge one. So I think just the best side of the day will win. And I can't pick a draw as we're back again tomorrow, the next week. So I'm going forward ever so slightly. I think CDHBU might get up there. They're up and about. They're in the finals, and I think they'll be pretty pumped. There'll be a huge crowd there, and it'll be a great game.
Yeah, they do need their forwards to get goals, and that is crucial. Kick some bags of them, and I reckon Rand have got that forward set up a little bit more steady right now. What a game. What a weekend. The sheep sheds of Walbundrie will be clicking go the shears, as I better let you go and click those shears and get back to roustabouting. There's probably about 7 fleeces waiting for you there, Phil.
Well, they're going to be more like 7T, but if I play my cards right, mate, I'll just get back in time for Smoko.
Nicely said. And the jam cakes will be there too for Phil Bouffler, and they'll be out at Walbundrie. That is for sure on the weekend. And we'll catch you next week.
Good on you, mate. Thank you.